Okay, let's talk about UFC 255. What did you guys think about this card, right? I love that I got to see Valentina dance because that to me is like such a good thing. I love watching her dance. Now, listen, her fight, right? What did you guys think? Because she gets a lot of heat from the media, right, saying that she's not like entertaining enough, that her fights are boring. I disagree. I think her fights are really interesting. She's very good at counter striking. She's very good at, being technical. And, she didn't get any damage really in this fight. If you look at her face is just like flawless. Like, and then you look at Jennifer Maya's face, her nose is all bloodied up. She looked like she got in a fist fight. Valentina, on the other hand, she's really good at inflicting damage and not getting damaged, right? So I think that, that's why she's the champ. And also she's talking about her journey, 22 years to get this belt, like that is more than enough motivation, and she's right. Like a lot of these girls, they get their belts, and a lot of guys, they get their belts like really quickly. Like it took a lot longer for her, so she's never gonna, think of it lightly. She's always gonna have that motivation to stay the champ for a long time. So the first fight out of this card, right, Sasha Planotnikov versus Louis Cozy, right? So this fight was really good. Let me know what you thought, because it was literally fight of the night and I really enjoyed it. Sasha, obviously he had more in the gas tank, he had more stamina, but Sasha was in trouble in the beginning because Louis really was attacking him, and the fight could have been stopped easily in the first round too. So like that was an incredible fight. Both of these guys have incredible stories, like Sasha born in Hong Kong. I was surprised that he had an American accent. His name, I thought he was gonna have sort of like a Jan Blachowicz sort of accent, Dominic Reyes, like but he has an American accent. He was in prison, like, it's like these stories that you hear about these guys. I mean, man, like I like that. I also like that he was wearing like these two different colored socks. I don't know, these are the things that I pay attention to sometimes. But he had like a pink sock and a green sock. But yeah, it was cool. It was a cool fight. The main event, that champ is going to be fighting very soon versus Moreno, so that's going to be really good. Let me know what you think about that. Super good performance against Perez. And then we had Joaquin Buckley, right? Because he was someone I had my eyes on, and I feel like a lot of us, we had our eyes on him just to see what he was going to do, and now he has this beef with James Krause, right? He has a beef with James Krause, so that's going to be really interesting. I saw some interviews saying how he's just going to, like, the ref is going to be able to save him, and he's not going to be as nice as he was with this other guy, because the guy that he fought, right, technically he beat him in the first round. He got saved by the bell. It was a first round knockout, and then obviously it was a second round knockout just because just that extra nail in the coffin. But the guy was done. I mean, Joaquin Buckley is a real deal. Like, I'm really excited to see him fight. I think he's going to be a future champ. I mean, listen, it's early. It's very early in his career. But, this beef with James Krause and him, that's going to be really good, because I feel like there's authentic hostility there. Saying how James was saying how, no one wants him in any of his gyms, and he has a bad attitude and like all this stuff. So, you know what? Let's see what happens, because Joaquin Buckley, I like that he didn't do those unnecessary strikes. He stopped when he needed to, and I can respect that, So I don't know who I would be rooting for when they fight, James versus Joaquin. Let me know in the comments who you have winning, who you think will win. James, I'm familiar with him. Fighting Johnny Nunes, I remember him, correct me if I'm wrong, but in Tough, he fought Johnny Nunes, Misha Tate's partner. So, it's interesting kind of how things play out. But yeah, let me know in the comments what your favorite fight was. Caitlin Chukagian's performance was great. Antonina Shevchenko's performance was great. Mike Perry, unfortunately, what happened with him. So let me know in the comments what you thought about all of these fights.